The internet is an invaluable tool that most of us can't live without. We all use it on a daily basis, and it is an invaluable aid. However, it was most likely the cause for Toonami's downfall. When Toonami began in the late 90s, it was secured within television's cable kingdom. As a result, in the late 2000s, when the internet began to mature, streaming, as well as downloading, became available to anime fans, as well as Toonami viewers. No longer would they have to wait for, say, new episodes of Naruto, or that one show their friend told them about that was too violent for Cartoon Network. But now they had access through YouTube, albeit in multiple parts, as well as new websites that contained most of the episodes you could ever want. So it seemed Toonami was done. Gone were the days where you came home from school or stayed up late on Saturday nights to watch Toonami. But I don't think that one X factor was accounted for. That one little golden word. Nostalgia. And now that I have told you this, I bring you back to the night of April 1st, 2012, with Adult Swim's April Fool's Prank. We couldn't believe our eyes as we saw the return of Toonami, and so, taking to our phones and computers, all our devices, we went online and spread the word that Toonami was back. Funny, isn't it? The tool that had incidentally killed Toonami was now being used to revive it.
Toonami's back, bitches. Celebrate times, return to television.
The Toonami Renaissance. From May 26th, 2012 to January 31st, 2015. Following the success of Toonami's April Fool's broadcast and the positive public reception on outlets such as Facebook and Twitter, the people at Cartoon Network and Adult Swim decided to renew Toonami. But things got off to a rocky start. First off, Toonami no longer started in the early evening, but instead began at midnight. However, this might have worked to Toonami's advantage. Beginning on the night of May 26th, Toonami's schedule consisted of Bleach, Dead Man Wonderland, Casshern Sins, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Ghost in the Shell, Standalone Complex, and Cowboy Bebop. After the airing of Bebop, the schedule would repeat until 6 a.m. The lineup would finally change on August 18th, when Toonami hit the Lucky Sevens, with the network premieres of Samurai 7 and Eureka 7.
We got two new shows for you. First up is Samurai 7 at 12:30. Eureka 7's coming in at 1:30. Get ready for the Lucky Sevens. Everything's coming up sevens.
These shows would replace Dead Man Wonderland and Cowboy Bebop. Symbionic Titan and Thundercats would be added to the lineup alongside the return of Cowboy Bebop on October 6th. This would also mark the end of the lineup of shows that aired on the second half. Unfortunately at the cost of double showings of Brotherhood, Ghost in the Shell, and Bebop, which had made its return. The schedule remained the same for about a month until the premiere of Tenchi Muyo GXP alongside Inuyasha on November 12th, which would replace Casshern Sins and Standalone Complex. It was December 2012, and I'm sorry to say, the world did not come to an end. But we did get Christmas a little early for Toonami.
The prodigal son has returned. Naruto is back, and this time, it's uncut. Believe it.
And we saw the return of Naruto, as the ninja in the orange jumpsuit made his triumphant return. Starting off 2013, we finally got new episodes of Bleach on the 26th of January.
Bleach is about to make its triumphant return. New episodes start next Saturday night at midnight.
And we're no longer stuck on reruns. On February 16th, Soul Eater would make its premiere replacing Samurai 7. On March 16th, Toonami would see its first film after the revive with Evangelion 1.11 You Are Not Alone. Even though it is alone. It's the only film playing. It's kinda just thrown in here randomly. IGPX would make its way back home on April 27th. On May 18th, One Piece would also return to Toonami, replacing Tenchi Muyo GXP. Hit after hit came, and it only gets better. On July 27th, Toonami would regain another staple to its block, Sword Art Online, alongside Season 2 of Big O would join the lineup, as Thundercats and Symbionic Titan would take their leave.
Once these players are logged into Sword Art Online, there's no way for them to log out. And if they die in the game, they're dead for real. Get ready for the series premiere of Sword Art Online.
Hey, wait a minute.
November 6, 2022. Sword Art Online.
On August 17th, Star Wars The Clone Wars would be added to the lineup as Eureka 7 had finished its run. Evangelion would make its return to Toonami on August 31st with its sequel, 2.22 You Cannot Advance. Fooly Cooly and Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex found their way in the lineup on October 26th, replacing Cowboy Bebop and the Big O. Then, from around the corner, would be the return of a month of movies that began in December 2013. Starting December 7th, the cult classic film from 1988, Akira, made made its debut.
Toonami is proud to present one of the greatest animated films of all time, the landmark classic, Akira.
The following week, on December 14th, Summer Wars would premiere.
Summer Wars, part of a month of movies, only Toonami.
The week after that, Full Metal Alchemist, Conqueror of Shambhala.
Full Metal Alchemist, the movie, Conqueror of Shambhala.
And finally, Trigon, Batman's Rumble would finish out the month of movies on December 28th.
The most wanted man in the galaxy, Vash the Stampede, Trigun Badlands Rumble.
So now we've hit 2014. Surely at this point, Toonami would have lost a little bit of steam. No, not really. On January 4th, 2014, Toonami history would be made.
They do call him Dandy. Space Dandy. Toonami is proud to present the world premiere of Space Dandy.
Space Dandy would make his world premiere on Adult Swim. And no, I didn't stutter. Toonami would expand its block by half an hour to accommodate this achievement. For the first time, the US would receive a show before Japan. Toonami, by extension America, had mostly been behind Japan when it comes to receiving anime. In some cases, we could be months or even years behind the release of a show in Japan. But not this time. Following this up, we received Samurai Jack on February 1st, which would replace Fooly Cooly. On February 22nd, Sword Art Online would take its leave to be replaced by Blue Exorcist. I guess the people at Toonami really like Bryce Papenbrook. On March 8th, Symbionic Titan would make its return to the block, replacing Inuyasha. And Black Lagoon would overthrow Soul Eater on March 22nd. Black Lagoon, Soul Eater, Sword Art are all respectable hits. However, this next show that would come in late spring would bust down Toonami's doors like they were 50-meter stone walls.
Titans are coming, and humanity is on the menu. Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan would make its premiere on May 3rd, at the start of the lineup. Oh, it also replaced IGPX, but nobody cares. On May 10th, Beware the Batman joined the lineup, replacing Ghost in the Shell. Cowboy Bebop returned, replacing Symbionic Titan. Gurren Lagann finally found a home on Toonami on August 16th, removing Blue Exorcist. Black Lagoon and Naruto were removed to make way for Hellsing Ultimate on September 13th. Ghost in the Shell, as well as the Big O, made their way back to the block on October 4th, replacing Star Wars and Beware the Batman. Bleach would have its final episode on November 8th to welcome back Dragon Ball Z in the form of Dragon Ball Z Kai. Inuyasha would return with its final act on November 15th, replacing Hellsing.
Toonami is proud to present Inuyasha, the final act.
However, it wouldn't be gone that long, as a month of movies would return, and to kick things off, Hellsing Ultimate's 9th episode would debut on December 6th. Full Metal Alchemist, the Sacred Star of Milos, would also join Hellsing that same night. Akira, as well as Dragon Ball Z, Broly, would follow it up on December 20th. And finally, on December 27th, Evangelion 1.11, You Are Not Alone, and Evangelion 2.22, You Cannot Advance, closed out the month. And not only that, but the era would come to an end. The Toonami Renaissance was over. The Second Silver Age. From February 7th, 2015 to April 9th, 2016. On February 7th, 2015, Toonami would lose its back half, a total loss of 2 hours. As a result, Bleach, well, reruns. Space Dandy, well, reruns. Cowboy Bebop, you get the gist. And Ghost in the Shell, Standalone Complex, Second Gig were now gone. However, this now meant that the Toonami team could focus on their audience. And despite the departure of these shows, Kill la Kill would make its debut on the same day to kick off the new age. On May 28th, Sword Art Online's second season debuted.
Virtual bullets from a virtual gun. More people are dying in another virtual world, and I'm getting pulled back in.
Inuyasha would finally take his leave on June 20th, to be replaced by Michiko and Hajin. Then, on August 8th, Akame ga Kill would replace Kill la Kill. So Toonami fans wouldn't be left without a show with Kill in the title, I guess? Sword Art Online 2 was replaced by Parasite on October 3rd. On November 7th, the lineup of shows remained the same. Toonami had its first full immersion event in many years as the sequel to The Intruder began. In the event, their ship, the Absolution, was destroyed and Tom had to flee to a desert planet with a backup of Sarah. And after that, Samurai Champloo replaced Michiko and Hachin on January 2nd. Dimension W would make its way into the block on March 27th, replacing Akame ga Kill. This ends the Second Silver Age. And what comes next is certainly something. The Gilded Age. From April 16th, 2016 to June 29th, 2019. On April 16th, an anime legend joined the block. The critically acclaimed series Hunter x Hunter finally made its way onto Toonami and replaced Parasite. And after many years, a Toonami staple would find its way back home. Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans premiered on June 4th. On July 16th, One Punch Man made its premiere, knocking out Samurai Champloo in the lineup. Then, the legend would finally arrive on October 16th to replace One Punch Man.
This moment's been a long time coming, JoJo.
Dio, you villain! Your fight is with me!
Get ready for the premiere of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
See? I told you it would come later. November 5th, Toonami would have yet another full immersion event with The Intruder 3, and, as it happened to fall on a daylight savings day, Toonami aired a special showing of children who traced lost voices as well. Iron Blooded Orphans would have its final episode air on November 12th, but Gundam wouldn't leave forever, as Unicorn would debut on January 7th. Alongside Dragon Ball Super. This does not, however, replace Dragon Ball Z Kai. So, yet again, we're rolling back-to-back Dragon Ball. Ghost in the Shell made its return to replace reruns of One Punch Man on February 4th. On March 11th, Samurai Jack would make his triumphant return with the final season. Tokyo Ghoul would make its way to the lineup on March 25th. JoJo's would take its leave for a little while to be replaced by the second season of Attack on Titan on April 22nd. Lupin III Part 4 would premiere on June 17th to replace Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn.
I'm not done with you!
On June 29th, JoJo's would return for yet another bizarre adventure. The Outlaw Star made its way back home to the block on August 19th, replacing Ghost in the Shell. On October 7th, Iron Blooded Orphans returned to Toonami with its second season. On December 2nd, Black Clover was added to the block. Wait, hang on, how many episodes does Black Clover have again? On March 31st, Toonami showed a special preview of Fooly Cooling Alternative as an April Fool's surprise. Later, on May 5th, 2018, My Hero Academia would make its arrival to the lineup. Because we didn't have enough long-running shonens on the block, right guys? After many years, Toonami would receive its second original series. On June 2nd, Fooly Cooly Progressive made its premiere on the block. Things were finally shaken up when Dragon Ball Z Kai was replaced by Pop Team Epic on June 30th. The Toonami block would expand by 1 hour from 10 instead of 11 p.m. alongside the premiere of the third season of Attack on Titan. Following Attack on Titan, we also received the debut of Naruto's son that would follow after an episode of Shippuden.
Boruto Uzumaki has arrived on the scene, you know?
Go hide in your father's shadow.
Boruto.
It was at this time that the schedule had been shifted around. The full schedule at this point had consisted of Dragon Ball Z Kai, My Hero Academia, Naruto Shippuden, Boruto, Dragon Ball Super, Fooly Cooly Alternative, Attack on Titan, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Black Clover, Hunter x Hunter, One Punch Man, Lupin III, Cowboy Bebop, and Samurai Jack. At this point, 7 out of the 14 shows were long runners, 8 if you count JoJo's. Mob Psycho 100 would make its way onto the block on October 27th. Mega Love Bucks arrived to the lineup on December 8th, replacing Fooly Cooly Alternative. At the start of 2019, Toonami would lose 2 hours, moving from 9 to 11, but also gained back the 4 to 5 a.m. slot. This would only result in the loss of Dragon Ball Z Kai and Samurai Jack, which of course were reruns at this point. The third installment of SAO would debut with its 1-hour premiere on February 9th, replacing Mob Psycho 100. Toonami would lose yet another hour, resulting in the loss of Pop Team Epic and Iron Blooded Orphan. Megalobox would leave the schedule on March 30th, and in its place, The Promised Neverland would come in on April 13th. Finally, Lupin Part 5 replaced Diamond is Unbreakable on June 15th. This would end the Age Daybreak era from July 6th, 2019 to March 28th, 2020. Food Wars and Gundam The Origin made their premieres on July 6th, replacing Hunter x Hunter and The Promised Neverland. Sword Art left the block to make way for Attack on Titan's third season on July 20th. Fire Force made its debut a week later. On August 3rd, Genlock made its way onto the schedule, replacing Attack on Titan. Because everybody wanted to see Genlock, right guys? On August 24th, Toonami added another hour to the block for the premiere of Dr. Stone. Then, on October 5th, Genlock would be replaced by a second airing of Dr. Stone. Oh my god, who would have thought? Demon Slayer would make its presence known on October 12th, alongside the second season of One Punch Man, as Mobile Suit Gundam The Origin departed Toonami. On October 26th, Boruto would leave his father behind as he left the block to be replaced by JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Golden Wind. On November 9th, the new Total Immersion event, The Forge, would air alongside the premiere of My Hero Academia's 4th season that would replace Dragon Ball Super. In the new Forge event, we finally received some backstory for Tom that I suppose die-hard Toonami fans had been waiting for. We also saw the destruction of his damaged body and subsequent upgrade to Tom 6. Supposed upgrade. I'm not the biggest fan of the large faceplate, but oh well. The OVA is Lupin Still Burning was aired during the final episode of The Forge on December 14th. The second half of Sword Art Online Alicization would debut on January 18th to kick off 2020. It would also see the replacement of One Punch Man. On February 8th, Fire Force would leave the lineup, and in conjunction, Toonami would lose half an hour at the 4:30 a.m. slot. On February 28th, Toonami lost even more time with the removal of 1 hour from its back half, which resulted in the loss of reruns of Promised Neverland and Attack on Titan. And that's it. Nothing much else would happen. And even though things seemed to be on the decline at the end of this era, I promise you, it only got much worse. Let me ask you something. What year is it? Lockdown era, the Toonami Depression. From April 4th, 2020 to January 2nd, 2021. In early 2020, the world as we knew it changed. In the face of an unknown disease, most of the world had come to a complete standstill. The anime industry as a whole had slowed down as well, and could no longer produce shows for streaming platforms as well as Toonami. As a result, we would now see an era that was very limiting. To start things off, on April 18th, Toonami had lost an hour. This came at the cost of Sword Online Alicization, which was removed from the schedule. So, as the Toonami audience had to sit through reruns of newer shows like JoJo's and Demon Slayer, the Toonami faithful would at least be blessed with older shows like Naruto Shippuden, whose dub had been produced years ago and was finished. To add on to this, Paranoia Agent made its premiere on April 25th, giving us a small glimmer of hope. However, I'm afraid it was not to last. On June 6th, JoJo's was replaced by Ballmaster. On July 11th, My Hero Academia was replaced by Dragon Ball Super, reruns of Super to be exact. Golden Wind would return on August 1st to replace Paranoia Agent. Mob Psycho 100 would be replaced by reruns of Fire Force on August 8th. In the latter half of August, Toonami would host DC Fandom and showcase a multitude of Batman films. These included Batman Year One, Batman The Dark Knight Returns, and Batman Gotham Knight. On August 29th, Ballmaster 9009 would be replaced by Assassination Classroom. Thank God! Toonami would see the return of Demon Slayer on October 10th, that would replace Samurai Jack. Reruns of Demon Slayer, that is. On November 7th, Sword Art Online Alicization returned to the block, replacing JoJo. Also, we saw the removal of Black Clover to be replaced by Genmutsuo Death Beats. What the fuck? On November 28th, Primal would take over the block as the first 10 episodes premiered. And finally, on December 19th, Toonami received 2 DC films with Wonder Woman, Bloodlines, and Justice League, The New Frontier. And we would finish out the year with a Cowboy Bebop marathon. It was short-lived, but it felt like forever. And with things returning to normal with Toonami as well as the world, this brief period in Toonami history comes to a close. It's just like that old saying goes, the darkest hour is just before the dawn. The Neon Era, from January 9th, 2021 to November 6th, 2021. On January 9th, Toonami regained an hour alongside the premiere of the final season of Attack on Titan. Then, 1 week later, Gridman premiered, replacing Genmutsuo Death Beats, and they will not be missed, except maybe by one person. On February 13th, the 3rd season of Black Clover would take over for Sword Art Online. Food Wars would return with its 3rd season to replace Assassination Classroom's first on February 27th. The Promised Neverland also returned with its 2nd season on the 10th of April. Yay! Also at this time, new episodes of Attack on Titan would replace Demon Slayer. On May 8th, Deku and his friends returned with My Hero Academia's 5th season. In the week that followed, the 2nd season of Dr. Stone also premiered, replacing Fire Force. On June 26th, Inuyasha's sequel, Yashihime, made its debut. On July 31st, Dr. Stone would leave the block. On August 14th, an hour-long premiere was given to Fena, Pirate Princess, a Toonami original, as well as being co-produced by Crunchyroll. And to accompany it, the 4th season of Food Wars made its debut as well. The final episodes of Black Clover finished their run on October 9th. A week later, DC Fandom made its return on the 16th and 23rd, with films like Batman Ninja, The Long Halloween, Batman Under the Red Hood. Finally, the last 2 episodes of My Hero Academia's 5th season would finish out the Neon Era. The Experimental Age, from November 13th, 2021 to present day. And now, we've reached the final period in the Toonami timeline. Although, it depends on how things go, because honestly, we might have hit another doldrums. As streaming becomes more relevant, and as Sony controls more avenues to anime, it has slowly become harder and harder for Toonami to come back. But that isn't to say Toonami, and by extension the people working there, won't go down without a fight.
We won't be intimidated by criminal threats.
To start off this age, we have shows like Blade Runner, Black Lotus, Shenmue, the animation, which would be Toonami originals with the help of Crunchyroll, as well as the return of shows like Assassination Classroom, and One Piece! Really?
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Toonami may not be long for this world. It might be over. And even though we had some great highs, we also experienced some terrible lows. But most of the Toonami faithful can say it's been one hell of a ride. We had a lot of fun, and who knows, maybe Toonami will stick around for another decade. I would honestly like to see how many more eras there might be. And just remember what Tom Ford told us before he left. Toonami wouldn't be anything without you. Hello everyone, thanks for stopping by. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough into Toonami's history. I wanted to give a couple shoutouts before the video ends. First, a quick shoutout to Lord Dalek on the Anime Superhero Forum, whose list helped me create the video. You can find the information in the description below. Secondly, I'd like to thank all my new subscribers. I hope you enjoyed the video. Till next time, guys.